Okay, so normally what you get is you get some kind of an unboxing video. That's quite a common thing for people to do, but what we're doing is well, it's not an unboxing because they're not in boxes. It's a donation video. So these are tools which have been donated to the Brighton Community Workshop project. I just picked this one up today. Now this is quite an unusual tool, so it's probably one of those things that you were very unlikely to buy, and so having it as an item in a tool library would be very valuable to quite a lot of people. It's a laminate flooring cutter, very popular kind of type of flooring in the UK is to have these laminate floors, and at 40 quid a pop, one of these laminate floor cutters would probably be something that a lot of people wouldn't bother to get, so they'd use a saw or whatever. Now I don't know if this makes the whole process quicker or what. I've never used one in my life, but I'm sure they don't just make these for the fun of it, and yeah, so might be a useful tool for people to have. Probably what we'll do is we'll test it out, see how it works before we ever lend it out to anybody, because we'd like to know how it works as well. Right, so we've also got this, well, I'm going to guess it's some kind of guide for mitre saws or something like that. It looks like there's bits missing off of it, so I mean, it's not something that I've ever used personally, but that's what it looks like to me. I'll investigate, do a bit of googling, find out what it is. I think it's some kind of guide for a mitre saw, but like I say, I do think there's a few bits missing off of it. Maybe those are things which can be fabricated reasonably easily, and we can put this back into service. Just have to investigate. Okay. Okay, so all these items have been donated. I say all of them. All but 3 of these items have been donated by a guy called Rob in Bevendine, and he kindly contacted us and said, I've got a load of tools I don't need, perhaps you'd like to borrow them or have them. So we said, yeah, all right, then we'll come and get them. So we just been round to his place, picked them up, and yeah, so the next item is this paddle saw. Seems to be in reasonably good condition. Still got its lovely paper cover on it, but you know, it's an item that people will use, so having it in the tool library or as part of the workshop, it's a great addition. So thanks for that, Rob. Another item from Rob is this chisel. Right, so I think that's a 1/2 inch chisel, I'm guessing. I mean, it's a bit blunt. It's a bit in need of a bit of TLC, as you can see. But firstly, that could be a restoration project for someone. So learning how to restore a tool like that could be a valuable set of new skills for somebody to learn. So yeah, we'll probably keep that, and at some point we'll ask somebody to do a restoration on it, and that restoration will give them, you know, some new ideas and some new skills, and hopefully give us a nice shiny new chisel. Okay, so the next item from Rob is this Spear and Jackson saw. Now I'm not sure exactly, I mean, it's a pull saw obviously, so you can tell by the teeth, if you're as clever as me, you can tell by the teeth that this only cuts when you're pulling it. So when you're pulling it towards you, it cuts. When you're pushing it away from you, it doesn't. So that's why they call it a pull saw. Now I'm guessing that this would be used for pruning and things like that. So yeah, garden tasks basically, but a very nice handy tool to have. Doesn't need a lot of repair. Well, it doesn't need any repair actually, just a bit of a clean up, and that'll be as good as new. Next there's a utility knife, no branding on it. The blade is probably a little dull, but they're easily changed. But feels nice in the hands. You know, it looks like it all cut well, this knife. Yeah, excellent. Thanks for that, Rob. Next is just a simple spade drill. Again, tool restoration project. Somebody can learn how to sharpen a tool like this. If we give it to them and say, there you go, there's your 20 mil spade drill. We want that nice and clean, nice and sharpened, and we'll show you how to do it. You'll learn how to sharpen a drill, so you never have to go and buy a new drill ever again. There you go. Okay, next is, we could do this as a pair. Now, I think this one is broken, so it's missing a bit, but that could be modified into something else. You know, there's no reason why that couldn't be attached to a plate or a bench or something like that, and you can use it in this way to clamp things flat onto a workspace. The other one, I hope Mike knows that Rob's given away his tools. So there's a mic on there as well. But yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, these are a very, very nice pair of compression clamps, and yeah, they'll come in very handy. It's unusual to get them this long, actually. You know, it's nice to have something that's that length. And next, I mean, again, a little restoration project for somebody. You know, that it's a putty knife or a scraper, whatever you want to call it. Can be used for all kinds of things, but it's a bit rusty. It could be cleaned up and made into something a lot nicer. So a little restoration project as part of learning how to you know, do new skills. And what would you maybe clean some of these and sharpen some of these things up with? Well, sharpening stone. So again, you know, this is a bit grubby, but all in good working order, and you could make a nicer housing for it. That would be a project in itself. Yeah. I don't like plastic housings for tools. I think wooden is much nicer, and that could be something that somebody wants to do. You know, make a nice cover for that, and you've got yourself a nice tool that will last for a very long time. And finally, from Rob, is this old hacksaw. Now, hasn't got a blade, but that don't matter, because the blades on these are changeable. You can put all different kinds of blades on there, all different kinds of teeth numbers and stuff. So, but it's a very robust, very strong hacksaw, and that will see someone through for a lot of jobs. So yeah, really nice tool, that. And finally, these weren't from Rob, but we did do posts about them before, and they're just free moulding planes, and they were given to us by one of the friends of Sowen and Field. And as you can see, specific curve on these, on this one anyway, to create a moulding of that curve. This one's a bit more intricate. You can see it's got kind of cuts a gouge into a piece of wood, and this one's even more intricate. It cuts 2 gouges and a recess of some sort. So yeah, those are kind of specialist things, but again, you know, teaching someone how to not only sharpen something like this, but how to make something like this. So making something like this could be a nice little project for somebody. They might think, oh, that's inspired me, and I want to. I need a moulding plane for this very specific job. I can make one of these now because I can see how it's done. So yeah, great tools, all for free, all donated to the Brighton Community Workshop project, and hopefully once we get our premises sorted out and you know, we can start doing some work with these things, we can clean some of these up and make them available to anyone who wants to use them or practice skills with them. So thanks Rob, and thanks to the friends of Surrey and Field.